You remember your fifth birthday party. The cake, the backyard, a friend falling into the pool. You'd swear on anything that it happened exactly like that. There's a real chance none of it did. Not because you're lying. Not because your memory is unusually bad. Because memory doesn't work the way almost everyone assumes it does. And understanding the difference reveals something genuinely unsettling about the nature of your own past. Most people picture memory like a video recording, stored perfectly somewhere in the brain, waiting to be replayed on demand. That model is completely wrong, and the gap between what people believe and what actually happens inside their heads is where false memories are born. The psychologist Elizabeth Loftus has spent decades demonstrating exactly how fragile this system really is. In one of her most famous studies, Loftus and her colleagues successfully implanted a false childhood memory in a significant percentage of adult participants, convincing them they had once been lost in a shopping mall as a child, an event that never happened. Participants didn't just accept the suggestion passively. Many of them elaborated on it, adding sensory details, describing the fear they felt, the color of the stranger's jacket who supposedly helped them. Details their brain generated entirely on its own, layered convincingly on top of a memory that had no basis in reality whatsoever. This wasn't a fluke. Loftus's broader research found that memory is fundamentally reconstructive rather than reproductive. Every time you recall something, your brain isn't retrieving a fixed file. It's rebuilding the memory from fragments, and each rebuild is an opportunity for new information, including information that was never part of the original event, to quietly merge into the reconstruction. You don't experience this as editing. You experience it as remembering with full confidence, something that simply isn't true. Here's where it gets more specific. The psychologists Henry Roediger and Kathleen McDermott developed an experimental method that demonstrates how easily false memories form, even without any deliberate suggestion at all. Participants are shown lists of related words: bed, rest, awake, tired, dream, all words strongly associated with a single word that is never actually shown: sleep. When asked to recall the list afterward, a large percentage of participants confidently remember seeing the word sleep, sometimes rating their confidence in that memory as high as their confidence in words that were genuinely present. Roediger and McDermott's research revealed something crucial about how memory actually organizes information. Your brain doesn't just store individual events. It stores networks of association, and when enough related nodes in that network activate together, your brain can generate a memory of something that was never encoded in the first place, purely because it fits so naturally into the surrounding pattern. The false memory isn't a glitch or a random error. It's your brain filling in a gap the same way it fills in your blind spot while you're looking at the world seamlessly, and without ever alerting you that anything was added. This matters enormously outside the laboratory. The psychologist Julia Shaw took this research into far more consequential territory, studying whether false memories could be implanted not just for mundane childhood events, but for entire, fabricated criminal acts. In her research, Shaw and her colleagues used a combination of suggestive interviewing techniques, similar to those sometimes used in real investigations, to convince a substantial portion of participants that they had committed a crime in their teenage years, a crime that never occurred. Not vague impressions. Detailed, emotionally rich false memories, including specific police involvement, that participants described with genuine, unshaken conviction. Shaw's research found that the same reconstructive machinery responsible for harmless errors like misremembering the color of a shirt is fully capable of generating memories detailed enough to influence legal confessions, family estrangements, and deeply held beliefs about a person's own moral character, all without a single verifiable fact underneath any of it. Put these three lines of research together, and the picture becomes genuinely uncomfortable. Loftus demonstrated that false memories can be deliberately implanted through suggestion. Roediger and McDermott demonstrated that false memories can emerge spontaneously, without any suggestion at all, purely from the way your brain organizes related information. And Shaw demonstrated that this same fragile machinery can be pushed all the way to fabricating detailed memories of events with serious real-world consequences, memories the person themselves cannot distinguish from genuine ones. This doesn't mean your memory is useless, and it doesn't mean every memory you hold is suspect. Most memories, especially ones reinforced by physical evidence, other witnesses, or consistent retelling close to the original event, hold up reasonably well. But it does mean that the feeling of certainty, the vivid, confident sense that something absolutely happened exactly as you remember it, was never a reliable signal of accuracy in the first place. Confidence and correctness are produced by almost entirely different processes in the brain, and they frequently fail to line up. This is why modern legal systems increasingly treat uncorroborated memory, however sincere and detailed, with more caution than they once did, not because witnesses are lying, but because the machine producing their testimony was never built for perfect accuracy. It was built to construct a usable, coherent story quickly, and it does that job so well that you can't tell the difference between a memory that happened and one your own mind quietly assembled to fill in the gaps. Think back to that birthday party. The cake, the backyard, the friend falling into the pool. Somewhere in that memory, real fragments and invented details are almost certainly woven together so seamlessly that even you, the only witness who was ever there, cannot tell where one ends and the other begins.